The Lysekil Women's Match Regatta in Sweden is the premier women's match racing event in the world, held annually in the delightful town of Lysekil, close to Gothenburg.
We started the event in 2004 and this year it's the 8th edition of the Lysekil Women's Match. I work full-time with it and I have a good group of people in my project management. And during this week it's fantastic. We have more than 100 volunteers that put more than 10 days into making this event happen.
Staged over 5 days, the best sailors in the world are invited to compete for the $50,000 prize purse. And this year, the event is also the final leg of the inaugural Women's International Match Racing Series.
Somehow the Swedish events are the best. But I'm really proud to be a Swede and to be able to show my colleagues in the other teams how we run the events in Sweden.
It's usually a fantastic event, you know, the Swedish put on such a good show and so many people come and watch and everything, so yeah, really looking forward to the week.
This top-class match racing contest draws thousands of keen spectators to watch the action, all staged in the natural amphitheatre of Lysekil, with parties, bands, kids' attractions and a festival of sailing, with a DS-37 race yacht centre stage on the water. An international fleet of entries sees world-ranked seas vying for the title, but favourite is world number 1 and 2 times defending Lysekil champion Camilla Ulrikaholm and her team from Denmark. Starting the event is a round-robin series where all teams sail against each other, the first 8 advancing to the next round, and an early match saw Britain's top star Lucy McGregor ranked world number 2 against Swedish star Anna Kjellberg ranked 9. It was all even after the pre-start manoeuvring, but upwind Lucy builds a slight edge to take the lead using the favoured right-hand side of the course. Rounding the windward mark, the British crew have a 4-boat length margin. But now the Swedes have them in their sights and by cutting off the wind flow from behind are able to gradually claw back downwind. And now they're overlapped alongside.
Broken! It was broken from the car!
Side by side, there are protests and umpire calls as both teams look for an advantage. The on-water umpires declare no penalty infringement this time as the action continues downwind under spinnaker at full speed. And the Brits somehow hold off the challenge and never look back.
Tough race that one against Anna Kjellberg. She's a really good, tough competitor and a local favourite, so it was always going to be hard, but the crew did a fantastic job.
So another vital point on the board as the days pass and the matches continue. France's Anne-Claire Lebert wins 5 hard-fought matches and gradually advances up the leaderboard. World rank number 5, Ekaterina Skudina from Russia, is also scoring valuable points. While Swedish hopes rest with Anna Kjellberg, sailing together with a highly experienced Marie Bjorling-Duell as mainsail trimmer and tactician. An ex-world number 1, Claire Leroy from France, shows she's back in business with a string of victories too, as the final day of round-robin races approaches. The standard of women's match racing improves every year, massively boosted by inclusion at the 2012 Olympics for the first time. That helped create the opportunity for a women's circuit of events which had long been discussed.
The Women's International Match Racing Series is the first series that gets a professional series for women. So the first time that women will have an opportunity to compete in a series for prize money all over the world in match racing. So after the break for doing the Olympics, it seemed like a logical time to really get going and get the series off the ground. So a small group of us got together and said, can we make this happen? And can we get some of the events that already exist, get them tied together as a series? So we decided for the first year, the proof of concept to really hit on the sportive side and get the events working. And that's what we've done.
This was a dream for us and for a lot of the women, and particularly a dream of Terry Kohler's to advance women's match racing. He's been so instrumental in that. Of course, you know that without him, the Olympics, match racing in the Olympics never would have occurred, and he's financed the Women's International Match Racing Association, all because he's got a passion for the sport. We're really looking forward to next year. I think that's going to be an incredible year.
The final matches of the round robin then, and while some teams are facing elimination, others have an eye on the valuable top spot.
We have the last matches of the round robin. It's going to be exciting to see who will win the first round robin with all boats. It's Lucy or it's Team Ulrikeholm, so we're very excited to go racing it today, but it will be tough in light conditions today.
We've got one race left of our round robin against the Danish team. If we win it, we'll win the round robin. If not, we'll either be second or third, depending how other people do.
So all to sail for, but the wind has turned super light as we join Claire Loire and her French team, trailing the Russian team of Ekaterina Skudina in a must-win match. The French have followed the Russians around the course, but on the final run downwind towards the finish, the boats have split and the French are closing fast. But still, what little breeze there is favours Ekaterina as Loire passes astern of them. They cross together and even the race officials have to debate who nudged over first. It's the French. They take possibly the closest win seen here in Lysekil to stay in the game. Now it's a battle of the titans, as the world number 1 and 2 go head-to-head in the final match of the round robin. They are equal on 7 points each, so whoever wins this takes the number 1 position to win the round robin series. And it's Lucy who somehow detects the lightest of wind shifts in the rain to lead around the weather mark and take the race home, topping the leaderboard and advancing into the quarter-finals as the bottom 3 teams are eliminated from the competition. And in the evening, parties get into full swing at the event. An important part of the success of the week in Lysekil is the role played by volunteers, including the observers who are on board each match to help race officials.
The observers stands in the aft on the racing boat. It's really important because it's tight situations, and for the umpires in the rib it's sometimes hard to see both sides of the boats, and they have to rely on the observers helping the umpires to check overlay, or if the boats are clear, or if it's any contact between the boats or the markings. The observers are doing 3 signs: clear, and it's for overlap, and there's for contact between boats or marks. And when we are clear from marks, we do thumbs ups to the umpire boat. I do it for learning and experience myself.
And so the Lysekil women's match moves into phase 2, the quarter-final stage for another round-robin series, with just the top 4 advancing to the semi-finals.
We are going for sure to the semi-finals, so it's really good because we were not expecting to go to the semis, so it's good news.
Lucy McGregor faces another big clash with Camilla Ulrikeholm and wins again, but both have scored 5 points in all to secure their places in the semis.
Final race of the quarterfinals there against Camilla, and we had a great race, probably our best of the event so far, won by a pretty decent margin. So that's taken us through to the semi-finals now. We're up against the local hero Anna Schellberg, so it's going to be tough, but yeah, we're really up for it.
We're just glad we are through to the semis, and now we're meeting Claire in the first semi-final in a bit, so we'll just have to go for it.
And Swedish hopes remain high as Anna Schellberg sailed superbly in her last match to also score 5 wins and book her place in the next round too.
We managed to do one of the best starts in this event so far, so I'm really happy about that. It's hard when you have the jib up downwind, but we managed to win, so very happy and pleased to go into the semi-finals and continue sailing here in wonderful Lysekil.
marks, all tied on 5 wins apiece. The top 4 now moving on, while 5th to 8th positions are eliminated, including the highly rated and ranked Russian team. So join us for more from the Lysekil Women's Match Regatta here on the beautiful west coast of Sweden, as we prepare for the finals of both the event and the new Women's International Match Racing Series. The Lysekil Women's Match Sailing Regatta has once again brought the top women sailors to the spectacular west coast of Sweden. And in between top-class racing, there was time out for teams to enjoy the sights of this celebrated marine region, where the fruits of the sea are renowned worldwide. This area is made up of hundreds of small islands to explore and relax on, and for many visiting here for the first time, it was the chance to experience the hospitality and friendliness that makes the Lysekil Women's Match Regatta one of the most popular events in the world. Up next, it's the semi-finals. The top 4 women left fighting it out for the lion's share of the $50,000 prize purse.
We are racing Claire today in the last semi-finals. Hopefully we will take the 2 first wins, so we don't have to fight that hard. But we learned some things about Claire yesterday, that she's very aggressive, especially on the downwind when we try to attack there. So I guess we have to be a little bit more aware of her coming up and giving us penalties today.
I think we have a good match. It will be very difficult, tough day, and we hope to win, but I think she's very good, so the match will be very, very close, and we have a tough day today.
It's 1-1 against Anna in the semi-finals. All to play for today. I think they're a great team, especially in these boats, and probably have the upper hand in terms of close quarters in these boats. So I think our task today is just to try and take that out of it as much as possible.
You can't give her the possibility to go her own way. You just need to be on top of her all the time, and that's what we're aiming for today.
The first to win 3 matches advances to the finals, and with a fresh 15-knot breeze, the match between defending champion Camilla Ulrikholm from Denmark and Claire Loire from France was always going to be tough. It's an aggressive pre-start from both teams, the 6 crew on each yacht full on handling the boat to get an edge on their opponent. On board with Loire, circling around, but it looks like the Danes want the right side of the course as they're hanging there and trying to hold that position. With the clock ticking down from the 4-minute pre-start, Camilla goes head to wind to burn off some time and keep the French pinned down below the line. And there's the start. The Danes have given up the right but have a boat-length lead as they head upwind on the first beat in glorious Lysekil conditions. Rounding the weather mark, however, it's the French who've worked the right side of the course and bounced the Danes off time and again, and extend away as they jibe at full power. Loire showing all her years of experience. Camilla's team have done this hundreds of times though. A smoothly executed jibe with a swift hoist sees them close the gap on the leaders as they begin the run downwind. And the Danes are bearing down, trying to cover the French. Loire opts to jibe off, but Camilla has the overlap now, and it's getting super close between them. Both are protesting, and there's no room for error, so close and under this much pressure. But the umpires call a penalty on Camilla's team for touching the other boat in the chaos, and so now they've got it all to do. They're still pushing and trying to force Claire into a mistake to wipe out their penalty. driving right over the top of the French now, but they still can't get past. Another whistle from the umpires. No penalty as another match gets in their way, and that's a massive broach from Camilla. But Claire is away. That was the decisive moment of the race, and the French go on to score the point.
We gave a penalty to Camilla, so we take a big advantage at this moment, and then after we control and we won the point, so we are really happy with this victory.
So as the day concludes, it is one win each in both of the semi-finals, all tied at 1-1, with a final day set to decide the winners. We join the battle where Swedish hopes remain, but Anna Kjellberg is facing a tough match now. 2-1 down to Britain's Lucy McGregor, ranked number 2 in the world. But the Swedes have a dream start and lead the Brits on the first windward leg. Classic match race tactics from the Swedes, tacking on top of Lucy's team all the way and giving them dirty wind. The Brits trying to break away and get out of sequence with the leaders. They finally manage it at the top of the course and come into the top mark at full speed to overlap the Swedish boat. Both are on port tack, so there's absolutely nothing Anna can do now. A big mistake there, letting the Brits off the hook. It's a brilliant move by Lucy. She goes head to wind and traps Anna, gradually pushing her away from the mark, avoiding any umpire penalty and slowly edging ahead into clear wind. Anna tries to bring the nose of the boat around and get to speed, but Lucy is away, tacks round and heads for the jibe. Wonderful tactics from Lucy McGregor there. Saw the opportunity and she seized it as the Swedes are left in her wake. The final run to the finish, and with a 3-boat length lead, Lucy holds on for what was looking like a very unlikely victory to take the win and move into the final with a 3-1 result.
We were behind around the leeward mark and didn't really look like there was going to be an easy way back, but they did an awesome job on the tacks, and at the windward mark just managed to squeeze around them to the left-hand side actually, which is fairly unusual, but we were just a bit able to keep some more speed the whole way through the manoeuvre and then tack and cross and lead round the top mark to take it home for the victory.
In the other semi-final, it's also 2-1 after 3 matches, with defending champion Camilla Ulrikaholm leading and with a penalty from the pre-start against her French opponent. And there's no stopping the Danish team in these ideal sailing conditions as they cruise home to win the match, and they're into the final for the 3rd straight year here in Lysekil. Confirmation of the results. Both matches complete at 3-1, and now the top 2 teams will face off in the final. But on the last day, as the final is beginning, a huge lightning and thunderstorm sweeps through Lysekil, sending everyone ashore due to the dangerous lightning strikes and torrential rain. Soon match 1 is on, but in very light and puffy rainy wind. Rounding the weather mark, they are almost on top of each other, and Lucy's sails seem to touch Camilla's stern. But the umpires wave it off, and there's no penalty flag this time. Nothing stops the Danes though, carefully avoiding any mistakes to take home match 1 of the final, and the first step towards retaining their title.
We're just glad that we came out from the top mark with good speed, and we just gained all the way around the course and finished first. So now we just need 2 more, and then hopefully it's another win, but we'll see.
As the weather gradually brightens and guests enjoy their VIP lunches, Lucy has come back in match 2 to level the score as we join the start of match 3. Entering the box from the starboard side, Lucy has right away and immediately bears down on the Danish team. Up alongside now, both head to wind and both helms are working the tiller hard to stay straight while sliding backwards in the breeze. Lucy takes the initiative and works her way around the bows of the Danes, jibing off towards the right, and throughout the 4-minute countdown, it's attack and counter-attack all the way. But a disaster for the Brits. One of their crew is off the boat and in the water. Real drama here. They're now focused on recovery and getting them out of the water and back onto the boat at speed before the start. They're out of position now though, and at this level, out of the match.
She had one of her crew in the water during the pre-start, so that was kind of exciting. We gave her a little gap to come back in the game, but she didn't really gain anything on us all the way around the course, and then we got in a mess with another match on the top mark, so that was a bit of a problem for her as well. So yeah, of course we're happy with the win, but we hope for more fair races for next one.
So it's advantage Denmark, 2-1 in the final and looking to close it out in match 4. The countdown to the start, and the Danes have nailed the British team in the pre-start, completely boxing them into the left side of the course below the committee boat. As they tack around, there's the start gun. And Lucy McGregor and her team are facing a near impossible task now, trailing over the line to the #1 ranked team in the world. Camilla is tacking right on top of them, giving them no chance to escape into clean air. And it pays off. The Danish team can see clear daylight between them and the British around the course. Jibing around the windward mark for the last time, they have a massive, unassailable lead now, and barring a disaster, can cruise downwind to the finish line. No smiles yet, but it's a formality, now under full spinnaker. Another incredible performance from this Danish team. 3 consecutive victories at the Lysekil Women's Match Regatta, earning huge respect from the crowds.
We came out on her pretty clear from the start and had the control all up the first upwind, and luckily we crossed the finishing line first, so we're just so happy now. It's the 3rd time we win here in Lysekil, and it's an amazing event to come back to every year. So 3 wins here is I couldn't wish for better.
It's funny, you always feel slightly disappointed, I think, when you lose a final, because it feels like such a missed opportunity. But actually, overall, we had a great event against an opponent like Miller when she's sailing really well. That was always going to be tough. But overall, yeah, really happy, and to win the series here overall as well. You know, it's a great end to the year of match racing.
First, those celebrations in the dock in traditional style. So the final results. Camilla Ulrikaholm and her team first, but vital series points in 2nd position for Lucy McGregor, while Anna Kjellberg flies the Swedish flag to take 3rd spot. A very familiar routine for the Danes then, who collect the trophy and a $25,000 check for 1st position in Lysekil. Lucy McGregor ties up the overall series win to become the first ever Women's International Match Racing Series champion, and with it takes home the $25,000 first prize. She also moves into the #1 ranking position on points, rounding off not only another hugely enjoyable women's match race in Sweden, but also a successful 5-event women's series.